Hi there, it's Therese, and today we are working on this square apartment for Jasmin, one of my mini iconic dolls. So I have this large piece of cardboard I'm going to use for the base of the entire apartment. And then for the walls, I'm going to use this foam board. Um, Along this back wall, it's going to have a bedroom and then a bathroom. And then this other piece of foam board I'm going to use for the front, and I'm going to do doors and windows looking into the apartment. I've drawn them on here, these sort of French style doors and the big kitchen window. Originally I was going to have the doors open, but I am actually just going to cut out the glass and replace it with plastic so that you can look into it. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Then next, we are going to look at the layout of how we're going to do the furniture and where I'm going to put the doors. Since it's sort of a small place, I want it to flow nicely. Okay, so next step is cutting out the bedroom window and the long rectangular bathroom window. And then after that, we're going to sort of decide the placement of how furniture fits and what will go in each room. I won't necessarily use all of these little pieces of furniture, but I just want them there as a placeholder so I can decide where the doors will be. So now I also have this front wall, and I've cut out the doors and the kitchen window so that I can put the plastic, which will be our glass, on either side before I add the wallpaper. It's always something I like to do to secure it in place. Okay, so now I have up some sort of walls. They won't be permanent, but I just need them in place. So that back room that doesn't have any doors is going to be the bathroom. I'm going to decide where to cut the doorway. And then the bedroom also will have a doorway. The couch is going to get moved because instead of having a hallway, there's not really space for that. I'm going to build that there. And then I sort of have to decide where my kitchen counter will go and where the fridge will go. So I did have an idea of hallways, but that really just takes up way too much space. So I'm just going to cut door frames instead and go from there. So our next step is to work on some of the furniture for the kitchen. This I have drawn out to be the kitchen counter. I've left these back flaps to be the back wall and the drawers of some of it. Now I've added a countertop just with the sticker dollar store countertop, and I've creased it and folded it, and now it's getting ready to be put in place. I'm going to add cupboards below this counter. This is my sink, and I'm just going to add it underneath there. You'll see in a moment. Now the sink has been added, and I've added some shelves. It's just going to be open shelving so I can actually put miniatures in there, and then the other one will have drawn on drawers. But I'm really liking how that came out. So let's move on to the next step. Now that the kitchen counter and cupboards have been assembled, I'm just going to turn it around. It doesn't matter that section is open because it goes up against the fridge. So now I'm just going to put a couple of the miniatures in there. And that's why I wanted it to be open, so that I could actually place items on the shelf. So I'm just going to, there's my drawers. I'm just going to turn it around in a moment. And now that the kitchen furniture is getting there, you can see I have a wall in here that I do take out later. It made it too enclosed, but that was part of the process. So now onto the bedroom. So I have built this bed, sort of exactly fit Jasmin's frame, just out of this watercolor paper and some little boards to reinforce it. But there it goes. Now onto the flooring. So with the flooring, I just did most of the rooms in this dark wood. And then for the kitchen, I did these sheets of lighter wood. Those are sheets I get from the dollar store, just to give it some definition. It's not all just one big room. So this wall, we're going to cut out the door. It's actually going to go in a slightly different place because the fridge goes there. But we are making progress. I'm really liking how this is coming along so far. Okay, so kitchen is almost complete for furniture. I have built the fridge, and I'm loving how that fits my miniatures in there too. Next is my floor plan, which we will go to in a moment. So the front is a living room, the back is a bedroom, and then the bathroom in that back corner. Okay, so now the wall is up between the bedroom and the bathroom, and the first doorway is cut. I'm going to put another wall up here between the bedroom and the living room. Next, I have done the siding on the outside, the glass in the windows, and the wallpaper on the inside. After that, we're going to work on our living room. We're going to work on our built-in bookcase. So I've drawn the square for the size of the bookcase. I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to glue this bookshelf into the wall. Okay, and then it's on to the bedroom. So that back wall, I'm actually going to cut off and pull it back to fit in a closet. And then the piece that's on the living room, I'm actually going to cut and let it overhang. There's going to be a little sort of porch out the front there. Okay, so we are working on the living room wall. So I've cut that in half. That was the back bedroom. It was just all one piece of foam board. But now I am putting in the bookcase. I just haven't glued it yet. I cut the shape for it. I'm also going to add that wallpaper, and I have the top ready to go to be the overhang. So that is what we are doing next. Okay, so I've had the siding on. I have the bookcase glued in. And then now I'm going to add wallpaper to the front of this. The wallpaper has been added, and now just to glue this wall into place. I really do like how that's coming along. Okay, the wall has been attached, and now we're just looking at the outside for a second. So I think I am going to add a little bit of moss to under the window there and under the ledge, and either put a little bed of roses or something similar. So next is working on our built-in closet for the bedroom. So I've just cut out this square. I know it looks a little sharp on the edge, but it's going to tuck right into the bedroom. So that's why I cut out that back wall to do that. So I have put white on the one side, and the side with the clothing hanging is the pink side. Okay, so I've added a few more elements to the closet, the rod and the shelf, and a bit more of the stickers. Now I've attached it to the apartment, and I've sort of tucked it into that back corner. That's why the overhang is also helpful. And then I've papered the back wall and the bathroom wall, and next I will be attaching it. So here you can see I've glued the bottom. I've added the windows before I add the siding on the back. I might make it match the front, or I might just put a nice brown. That's yet to be decided. Okay, so going back to the living room, I've built this little table just from a little kit. I already have the couch and it doesn't need much space. So I've just put it together and glued it. I'm going to add this foil to the top to sort of match with the bedroom and the bathroom, sort of the overall gold theme that's going on. So I'm going to do that for a moment. And then I'm on to the kitchen. I'm making a microwave. So I've just drawn it out. I'm going to crease and cut and fold it all. Then I'm just going to draw on the screen and the buttons. And I will go over it with this blue marker just to make it stand out a little bit. And it will just get popped onto the counter. Then I've also done the faucet and the knobs for the sink. And I've just attached a little kettle to the counter just to give it some aesthetic look. And I'm going to put a clock on the wall as well. And our fridge has a few more items and also has the cake stand on top. Here we go to the bedroom, almost complete, just needs its bedding. Then on to the bathroom. I'm building a shower stall from this plastic. It was one of the doll boxes, but I'm just going to cut it down, add a little bit of gold to the bottom and a little drain. Then I'm also going to build a toilet and a sink. Okay, so into the living room. We're pretty much done there. I do have books to make to put in the bookshelf, but the table is complete. We've got a couple drinks on there ready for her to share with friends. And then we're off to the kitchen. So I've added some Make It Minis on the counter, a clock on the wall, and that finishes off that room. Then it's into the bathroom. So we have the stall done, and then we also did a toilet and a sink. They're really straightforward. The little toilet I've done in other builds, and the sink is fairly straightforward as well. I made them a little bit more simplistic because there's not that much space, so I didn't want it to be super closed in. Then we're in our bedroom. We've got all of her hangers and her clothes and her things on the shelf. I am going to add a little picture to the wall, but I love her little nightstand, and I'm still going to add the bedding. I will show you that at the end. Okay, so now that the rooms are complete, I'm adding my front wall. Love the way it's turned out. Love the doors look different than the actual siding. They don't open, but it makes it much stronger, so I'm really happy with that. Now onto the bedding. I'm using this bunny print, which I think is super sweet. I've just used some watercolor paper, and then I've attached some of this stuffing, it's like fluffy stuff, on top of it, and then just wrapped it in the bunny print, and then I've just hot glued it. I have sewn it in the past, but this time hot glue worked fine. Then I actually made a little comforter as well, and added a squishmallow, and her bedding is done, and it looks adorable. So this apartment is pretty much done. We'll just give you a quick overview at the end so that you can see. I super hope you loved watching this and are inspired to make your own. So we're just showing how the bathroom came together. I might add a little bit more to that, but I'm liking it so far. I added an additional item, a rug, to the kitchen to tie it in. And just like that, we are done. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, like and subscribe. Feel free to comment if you want to see any other types of builds or have questions about it. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you real soon.